Hi, it is Greg Milby, Kentucky's Heartland at kentuckysheartland.com. This is our little segment we like to call the Heart of the Heartland. We talk about not-for-profit agencies that are doing great work in our community. One of those happens to be for our schools, Elizabethtown Independent Schools. With me this morning is my friend, Andy Gaines, with the Elizabethtown Education Foundation. And how funny is that? Elizabethtown Education Foundation is misspelled on my graphic there. You see that?
It is.
Hey, we'll leave it though.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's okay.
I mean, maybe I need some money through the Elizabethtown Education
You
Foundation.
may. Exactly.
Wow.
So it's all right. We'll fund you a grant for spell check.
I have that, but just not on this little system here. All right, so the Elizabethtown Education Foundation, what exactly is that?
Well, first off, thanks for having us on, and thanks for having me on. It's that time of year again for us where we are raising money. But the Education Foundation is a group that was formed in 1986 by Mr. Nelson Kelly, and he basically formed it to support Elizabethtown Independent Schools, and we're entering our 31st year, or about 33rd year now. But after a period of inactivity where it kind of fell aside when Mr. Gary French was our superintendent, one of his goals was to get us back up and running. So they started kind of forming it back up in 2010. I've been involved with it since 2012 and have been the board chairman since about 2014. So we're a group of about 15 or 16 local parents, alumni, business leaders, whichever, and our sole purpose is basically to raise money for Elizabethtown Independent Schools, and we're there basically to fill the gap of that shortage from what they get supplied for through a teacher grant process.
So for somebody maybe that has young kids, or maybe they don't have kids, they don't understand, there's a gap. Things aren't covered anymore. I mean, that's just there are gaps in some funding. There are,
and like I say, that's an issue that I think everybody across the country is having in many different areas, not just schools. But our teachers do a wonderful job in all of our school districts. I'm just involved. I'm a graduate of Elizabethtown High School in 1994, and I've got 2 kids in the school system. So it's personal to me just to see our small school system exist and thrive and keep on the tradition of excellence that they've had for years. So being involved with it for this amount of time, I guess it's my 7th year involved. It's been very rewarding when we do give out the money on the day that we give it out. I always kind of joke. I say it's the day we make teachers cry. So
it's kind of like, I don't want to say it because I think it's copyrighted, but that clearinghouse of publishers.
Well, there's a funny story about that.
McMahon of Ed.
Have you heard that story?
No, I've not heard that story.
Well, nonchalantly over the last 4 or 5 years, we did prize patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got a cease and desist letter from Publishers Clearinghouse.
Oh, really?
Yes, we did.
Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Yes.
Look at us, big city.
We have we no longer use prize patrol.
It's patrol prize.
Yeah, well, it's not prize patrol or patrol prize. We're not
the
using
big giveaway, because that's what you say about the Super Bowl. You call it
we're gonna come up with something, and we're working on that, but it won't be Prize Patrol Day. So
you got this official letter.
Oh yes, we have it. Mr. Ballard sent that to me. And,
that's good. And there was no cash in it, like
no love you letter from Publishers Clearinghouse. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, funny story. Just a little side note.
That is interesting. So, but you guys do go out, and I like that, because I know you guys post it on Facebook and do some video stuff with that, where you go out on one specific day,
yes,
and you award money to teachers to be able to use in the classroom. I think it's just fabulous.
We do. They go through a process that starts in the fall. They fill out a grant application. The teachers do, and they can do it by themselves. They can do it as a team, but it comes from every. It's open for about 2 or 3 months, and they do the process. Then we have a committee that reviews them. We sit down with Ms. Kelly Bush and make sure that everything that they've asked for is in alignment with what the district wants to see going on. And then we set out and basically take the list that we have and kind of show it to our local communities, our businesses, alumni, and I tell people it's kind of funny, but it's easy because our community has always been wonderful in supporting everything and anything that you ask for. But when it comes to the kids, and their education and the teachers, and knowing what our teachers give to our kids each and every day, they're all for it. So it's very neat to see how people each year say, oh yeah, bring that back next year, we want to give again, or just send me my invoice for what we've done in the past. So I mean, it's so we're so appreciative of everybody that does that.
So how much money are we talking about? Because, foundations, you have foundations that raise a few $100s a year to foundations that raise hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. What type of money are we talking about with the Elizabethtown Education Foundation?
Well, since we started back in 2010, we gave away money for the first time in 2012. And that was my first year involved. And we went out and thought we had knocked it out of the park and gave away $7,700. So we were handing out $50 grants, a couple of $100 grants, $500 grants, and it was awesome. Last year we handed out over $95,000
Wow.
in money, which put us over. I think we're at like $375,000 since 2012. So it's grown each and every year. It's pretty cool to see how it's grown. I kind of compare it to, we've got a big snowball and it's rolling downhill and it's not getting any smaller. But it's just from the support that we get. It's just been wonderful. Our community's great, but it's that time of year again. We have a date. Nobody knows when that date is. Our group will get together and we'll get on our school bus and we'll take off, and we have a schedule. And it was kind of neat. Last year we did something new last year where the principals at each school set up kind of an assembly. So we had everybody in one room for the first time. We used to just go through the hallways and disrupt school. So now we have a little bit more formal event, and it's good to see because everybody gets to share in.
It's good. It kind of takes away the element of surprise a little bit,
Well,
but it's not necessarily
They don't know
about
we're
the surprise.
coming. The administrator does. Of course, she's planning for it. Now, the teachers know over the last 5 or 6 years that sometime in the spring, EEF's going to show up. So they're
going to make it rain.
We're going to make it rain. As Travis Thompson says in his class at the high school, we're going to make it rain. So.
That's great.
So
what are some of the items that you guys have been able to fund?
Well, for one, the Elizabethtown High School did a one-to-one initiative with Chromebooks. I think we're in our second or third year where each student has been able to take a Chromebook home, personally have that. We are involved in that. The district's part of that in their funding, but they came to us and asked us if we could fund some of that over the 4-year period. So we found a sponsor here locally, Flex Films International in one of our industry. They sponsored that grant over a 4-year period of $40,000 that we came up with ourselves. So to have the district come to us and ask for that kind of money when we gave away $7,700 total one year, it's been pretty neat to see. We've lots of technology. But it's also fun to see, like we gave Corey Yates at the high school a couple of years ago a world map, a world map of the world that he's got on his wall. So, I mean, last year I think we had an $84 grant and we had a $10,000 grant.
Yeah.
So
the
it's
teachers
really neat to see.
And they know, I guess the teachers know that there's only so much money to be divvied up, so they're very, it's not like, okay, how much can I get? It's kind of making sure that they stay in line.
Well, and we had when we first started, I think we had a cap of $500. The grant couldn't be any bigger than $500. So now we've taken that off, and we've kind of asked them, to shoot for the moon and ask for what. And then if we get it funded, great. If we come up with a 50% funding, then maybe come back next year for that other 50%. So it's been neat to see the request. But like I say, thinking outside the box. But we've done some stuff as far as teacher trainings to go get certified in something. There's one this year for I'm trying to remember as I'm looking at the sheet here.
That's okay. You can look
for
at
like
your sheet.
Computer programs to go get licenses, different things, just to let the teachers teach. We even talked about, do we start asking how the textbooks are high,
Yeah.
and school systems are struggling to purchase those textbooks. So is that an option where they go down if they need to replace? So you just never know. The good thing is when they come to us, there's not a lot of restrictions on what we can give them. We can give them money to go buy it. Or get it sponsored and whichever. So it's just been it's a very rewarding group to be involved with.
I can see that, and I can see it makes a difference. One, it makes a difference on the teachers, and you can also see the difference in the students because they see that people outside of the classroom are caring about them and helping them further their education. So how does somebody help out? I mean, even if you're not in the Elizabethtown Independent School System, I'm sure you would be happy with somebody that wants to make a donation to kids because it's what it's about.
Exactly. It's about the kids. It's about the school district. You can go to our Facebook page. We've got an Elizabethtown Education Foundation Facebook page. If you have any questions or want to get a hold of us, we use central office as our contact. You can call and talk to Nora. You can call and talk to Margie, and they will take the information down and call us. It happened a couple of years ago. Somebody called and said, "Hey, we would like to we want to sponsor a grant for the physics class at the high school." Margie called and said, "Hey, you need to call so and so," and I called them and they wanted to give us money. So use the central office as the point of contact if you're going to do phone. Okay. That's probably the best line of communication. We're doing some things on Facebook now with asking for grants. If you want to talk to them about grants, you can reach out to me or April Jackson, who's our vice chairman, and then we'll get in touch with you. We'll bring you a form. We'll bring you the list and let you review it. So just central office or go to the homepage at the Elizabethtown Independent Schools. We have a link on there as well that you can get to our actual webpage.
All right, sounds like a lot of great stuff. Is there a deadline for people to make a donation, or are you collecting year round?
We would take things in June or July. Now we're going to give out money this spring, but that doesn't mean
what's that date?
Not going to give that to you.
I tried.
Not going to give that to
trying
you.
to be sneaky.
We're not going to release that. Now the principals know. So the teachers, if you see this, don't be going.
It's like a strong arm principal.
Yeah, exactly. They know what's going on, and so.
If you see a principal dressed up more on one day,
maybe I don't know about that. So,
or if they're wearing more E-Town gear one day,
that could be. Yeah, it could be.
All
could
right.
be. So, okay. But it's just if you're interested, reach out to the central office or our webpage, and we will be more than happy to speak with you, bring the list to you, and meet with you to see if you would like to. We've got about 90, or I think we got about 95 or 96,000 grant requests this year, and we're really close. We had a meeting Friday to kind of update everybody, and we're really close, but we'd like to make that push over.
Did you have
the
to have a
next
meeting
30
Friday
days.
because it's close?
Well,
how close?
It's getting close to spring.
How close?
It's close to spring.
Okay.
So, if it stops raining, the sun is shining this week. If you haven't looked
so you're
outside.
saying that the foundation won't go out when it's raining?
If we set the date and it's raining, we're coming.
Oh, okay.
The balloons will just have to get wet.
Just checking.
And the checks will have to get a little.
Send Margie Shorey out first with the umbrella.
She's with us.
She's
with us. April with the umbrella. Margie with an umbrella. Tracy Johnson's very heavily involved in this. So
good. So if somebody wanted to get involved and wanted to actually, maybe be a part of this group and this organization, is that open for people?
We're always looking for somebody. We may actually have a spot open now that we've talked about trying to fill. All of us are so busy. It's been a kind of a hectic last 3 or 4 months. But if you are interested and you would like to serve, like I say, call central office and give your name to Margie, and Margie will get in touch with us, and I'll probably be more than happy to call you and discuss that. We've had a couple of new ones come on here over the last 6 or 8 months, which has been neat, and just new people and new minds of thinking on outside the box a little bit. So
there you go.
Good stuff. Great setup here.
Thanks. We're getting better. Slowly but surely, except for, I have the Elizabethtown Education Foundation in
Elizabethtown.
I can't really spell Elizabethtown. I got fat fingers. I guess that's my problem.
That's okay.
All right, he's Andy Games, the Elizabethtown Education Foundation. I'm Greg Milby, community storyteller with Kentucky's Heartland, and this is a part of what the Heart of the Heartland is all about. It is highlighting nonprofit organizations doing great work in our community, and we appreciate the Elizabethtown Education Foundation. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.